are gonna be laughing about this in the future. Like, I know it.
Okay, I guess so. I can't believe this fucking shit. I just want to do a clip of me being so excited about California and then plot twist!
Now this is a story all about how my life got turned flipped upside down and I lived in a truck with my boyfriend for 2 months.
So we're gonna need to talk about it, obviously. I never thought that this would ever be a story time or something I would go through. So here we are. It happened and I'm out of it. As you can see, I have a home, I have a bed. All is well, and I am so grateful. But we need to talk about this. In this video, you are going to find out how that happened, what we did during that time to pass the time, and how we got out of pretty much being homeless, or I guess living in our truck life, RV life, you know, car life, I don't know. We're gonna get into it, okay? I just want to make this very clear as well. The reason why I do want to share this vulnerable moment that is not necessarily the highlight of the year of 2019 for our new year, new me, new move, bad and bougie, but you know, it's a part of the story nonetheless. I like transparency. This is the kind of channels, this is the kind of content that I personally watch on YouTube. I don't know what you personally watch. I'm not sure exactly why you watch my videos, but I hope it's because you do find me interesting in some type of way and you are interested about what goes on in my personal life a little bit. I'm interested in everybody's personal life, whatever they're willing to share. And honestly, the more raw, the more vulnerable, the more transparency I see in social media, I don't look at those people like they're dumb. I'm actually very, very interested. I mean, some people do make themselves look dumb, and it's like, ooh, probably shouldn't say that. Like, where's the self-awareness? I'm sharing this really just because it's something that I really just want to talk about for my channel. The two things that kept me going in that time period was God and the fact that I knew this was going to be some savory content, some juicy content for this channel, because this is not your everyday type of shit. It's not every day that you just move to California with your boyfriend and your dog's living better than you in South Lake Tahoe with his grandparents, getting on beautiful hikes and eating gourmet doggy food and treats and eating in a wonderful doggy bed, while we're over here like living in a truck and wondering where we're gonna pee next. So we're gonna talk about it. Your girl needs to get it off her chest. Let's go into how this happened. I'm going to try not to get too detailed into why we left, but it's pretty important because it's like, why did you guys decide to stay in your truck in California in an area where you hardly know anybody but the people whose place that you left? Why did you do that? And that's a good question.
What had happened was,
and I guess, you know what, I'll just tell y'all. This is like what the thing was. Apparently, they were going to have a family get together at this person's family's house. Okay, so the family that we were staying with, Sean's best friend, they were having a get-together thing for a birthday thing for one of his kids at the parents' house, at like his parents' house. Okay, they were like planning it this whole time. They'd always go there and we would always just be at the house doing our own thing, you know. And we never thought anything of this time in particular. We thought it was going to be the same thing. They were going to do their thing there and we were just going to be at the house. Sean was working at the time. I was still looking for a job. I had some interviews lined up, so you know, things were going, you know, good with that. You know, we had money coming in, so it wasn't like we were just being bums. Like, I just want to make that very, very clear. And plus I would also try to like clean up the house, and I would always try to you know, babysit like whenever I could possible, and just, you know, try to like contribute as much as possible to not get anything thrown in our face, because they were obviously really helping us out with having us be there. But you know, we just wanted to make sure nothing can get thrown in our face, you know, so we did try to help out as much as possible. So anyway, so yeah, so Sean gets off of work, you know, and you could just tell he's sore. You know, he does a lot of labor work, so he was just sore. I saw him, I was talking to him while he was in the shower, you know, catching up, how's your day going, how'd it go, yada yada. And we're like, I'm nowhere close to ready for anything, okay? Like, you know, when you have it in your mind that you're not doing nothing for the day, it's like locked in, okay? You're not doing nothing for the day. Next thing you know, we get a little knock on the door, and it's from the wife, and she goes, hey, come on, we gotta go, we're about to go. And I'm like, oh, what? You know, I open the door, I'm like, hey, what do you mean? Like, we're going. And she goes, oh yeah, you guys are gonna go, aren't you guys going? And I'm like, no, well, hold on, let me talk to Sean. Here I'm over here thinking it's an option. I go ask Sean, I'm like, hey, like, did you want to go to that little get-together thing that they're having with the family? Did you want to do that? Like, they're saying that we need to do that. And Sean's like, no, I don't want to do it. Like, I'm just like, I'm exhausted today. Mind you, we had no idea that we were invited to this thing. We would never assume that we were invited anywhere. That is rude to do. So we did not do that. Next thing you know, I can't find the wife anywhere, so I'm over here trying to find her so I can tell her that we're not going to go. So I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, whatever, they'll just find out that we're just not going to go. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal at all. Neither did Sean. Next thing you know, Sean's in the garage playing video games. His friend comes out there and asks his, and I'm over here in the room. So the room, and then a garage, and then a wall. So, you know, it's like right there, you know. I'm in the room, wall, garage. Next thing you know, I hear yelling, screaming from Sean's friend. And I'm instantly like, what is going on? I hear him throwing things in Sean's face. It's just so unreasonable. And I just start crying because I'm thinking, oh my God, like things had been happening to where I just kind of already wanted us to have our own place. You know, I was getting really antsy, and just having that happen, and I just didn't understand why that was going down in there. I just started crying, and I was like, man, like this sucks. And then next thing you know, I see, you know, the wife, and she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't know why. I didn't know we were supposed to go. Like, I didn't think this was gonna be a big deal. And she's like, I thought you knew. I'm like, no, we never knew. I didn't know we were supposed to go. Like, I didn't realize that this was like a big thing. And I guess what happened in there was, you know, he just asked Sean like, hey, so why aren't you going? And Sean's just like, I'm just exhausted today, I just don't feel like going. And then he just snapped out, started throwing everything in her face, and it was just bullshit. And then after all that, then Sean was like, when he got out of the room, you know, I was still like crying, and I'm like, what happened? And Sean's like, well, we're gonna go there. And I'm like, what do you mean we're gonna go there? I'm literally crying. Like, after all that and there, he still wants us to go there? Getting ready for us to go, but you know how it is when you're crying, you don't even want to go somewhere. Like, you just want to sit in your room at that point. So I was like, just like, I can't believe he still wants us to even go. Like, at that point, I wouldn't even want anyone to go with me. If I just yelled at them like that, I wouldn't even want you to be around me. So I was really shocked about that. Anyways, we ended up trying to, you know, go there, and as we're like driving, you know, because they had already left, you know, to go, I still had to hurry up and get ready real quick so we could go. And I'm like, anyways, I just couldn't believe that he still wanted us to be there even after all of that, because it was just going to be tense. Like, the last time that I saw him, he like had, you know, freaked out on Sean. My camera keeps on overheating, and it's literally the fucking worst. Me and Sean, we're pretty good at communicating our feelings and our thoughts and our points without really raising our voice or getting like mad, because we understand that, you know, if you want the person to receive it well, and if you want it to be productive, that's how you're gonna have to be. So all this person really had to do was say, hey, it's super important for me for you guys to be there. Can you please be there? And guess what? We would have been there. It would have not been a problem. But this person did not choose to communicate that way. This person chose to freak out, throw everything in our face, and even try to say that they didn't think that we were actually going to come. They didn't really expect us to come, and like, now we're here. And then, so obviously, why would we even feel comfortable to stay there at that point? So we're still driving to go to this event. I'm over here thinking, I don't want to even be here anymore, let alone go to this event with his family. It's already awkward enough when you go to your friend's place and you meet their family members who you have no idea who they are, and you're like the only one. You know what I'm saying? So let alone when this person just freaked the fuck out on you and just made you feel this small. I mean, yeah, it's just not gonna be a good vibe, you know what I mean? So we ended up still driving there. They lived in like a gated community. We went to one side of the gate and we didn't know the number. We tried to call them, we couldn't get a hold of them, and for the gate. And then I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's just go back to the house. I don't even want to be here anyways, let's just take that as a sign. And as we were driving back, they were trying to give us the code and everything, and I just let them know that we weren't gonna be coming there. And then they were like, oh, okay, well then fine, cool, bye, and then just hung up. Like, it was very like, damn, you still really wanted us to come there though. And it's like, you could just tell that he was highly annoyed the fact that we didn't show up there. And it was just like, wow, I don't even want to be here, I don't even want to deal with this. So when we got to the house, we just kind of thought, you know what, let's just do this. Let's pack all of our shit and like, let's stay in the truck for a little bit. I'm about to get a job any minute now. I have interviews lined up and I always ace my interviews. Like, I've never not gotten a job with an interview. So I'll have a job, you have money to pay our bills, so sooner than later we're gonna be able to get a place. I'll be able to save all my money while you have our, you know, living expenses, bill money, and we're gonna get a place. So fuck it, let's just dip out of here, because I'm over people throwing shit in our face. I'm over just being reliant on people. Let's just go, baby. And why not take a crazy chance? You know what I mean? We kind of felt like it was going to be an adventure. We did not think that us leaving was going to be the end of the friendship. We still actually wanted to still be cool with these people. We just didn't want to live with them anymore. And since that person became so much of like, he freaked out so bad about just that little thing, we didn't want him to freak out about the fact that we wanted to leave. And maybe they wouldn't have freaked out, but I just didn't even want to chance it. We packed all of our stuff and then we left, and Sean sent this person a long text message letting them know that they were grateful for everything that we've done for he let the person know that me and him were very grateful for everything that the family has done for us, but we're going to take it on our own now, but we're still cool. I just got to do this on my own now, but thanks for everything, so on and so forth. We packed all of our stuff, you know, we parked our car right outside of Sean's old work so that we could kind of situate everything to be a little bit more comfortable. And yeah, that's pretty much how that all came to fruition and happens. So now let's get into what we did while we were there in the truck for 2 months. We did a lot of soul searching, you know what I mean? Just like real hippy dippy stuff. And we got storage immediately so that we could have as much space as possible. We got a Planet Fitness membership so that we could pass the time and work out at the gym, and also we could have showers, of course, that's a staple, okay? Then we got a cooler so that, you know, we could preserve food, preserve our drinks, basically just kind of made it so it was livable. The day that we left, we ended up getting a hotel just so that we could kind of regroup. We knew that that wasn't something we wanted to do regularly. Well, we got like a motel, let's be real. We got a motel because your girl's trying to save money. So we got the motel, okay, we got the telly, and we just kind of came up with a game plan of what we were gonna do. By this time, I had already done an interview, and I had an interview coming up on Monday. This all happened Thursday. I get a call Friday morning saying that they want to give me a test try for a place that I applied to for a front desk medical position, like working at a doctor's office. And that job was terrible, by the way. I will definitely get into that. That job is the worst. The people there are the worst people I've ever met in my entire life, I swear to you. But I'm grateful for that time because it did help me make some money for that period of time, and also pass the time, because staying in a truck, like literally, like picture, we have nowhere else to go. The truck is like our home, and come on, like it's like the road trip of hell, but you're not really going anywhere, you're just in your fucking vehicle. You know what I mean? So
Super cute.
I had gotten a call for a job and that I would start on Monday, which I think is super clutch, that all that time I was trying to find a job, and then the day that we decide to leave and like make it on our own living in the truck, I get a call that I start a job the day after we left, and I start on Monday, and I got that call on a Friday. So basically I just had to have a little fun weekend, and then boom, I'm working Monday. It was like a 9 to 5 or like an 8 to 5 position, kind of the same schedule as Sean, Monday through Friday. So we were both going to be able to stay busy for a 40-hour work week to pass the time and make money to get out of the situation. So that was great. Definitely do want to get into that job because that is honestly something I just have to get off my chest just for the sake of my own sanity. But anyways, I'm really trying so hard not to touch on that job. But I stayed at that job for 3 weeks. There was a 2-week trial. They extended my trial for a 3rd week just to kind of see if I'd catch up a little bit more. There was a lot to learn. I've never worked in a medical field before, so it was just a lot. And it was just a terrible job. I hated it. I was very, very unhappy. So sorry if I'm off track and the lighting keeps on getting mixed up and then everything is just messed up. It's just because Satan is trying to fuck with me right now and it keeps on overheating my damn camera. Picture moving to a new state and knowing nobody, living in a truck with your boyfriend out of nowhere, and also working at a job that you hate. So not only is your outside circumstance of your job not comfortable, but your job's not comfortable. I literally did go through a mental breakdown. I mean, probably not like to where I needed to get like 5150 or whatever, but like I like freaked out, like crying, just like it was a very upsetting low point in my life. Just thinking about every variable in my life was fucked. You know, and I could have sworn this was during that time of the Mercury retrograde, and I'm not even saying I'm like all astrology based like that, but honestly I was like, damn. I just want to say a little quick side note. Your girl was able to not only get employed right away while living in a truck, but also I got another job. There was no lapse in my employment. I quit that job within the 3 weeks during the time I was in the truck, because that's how bad I hated that job. It was that bad that I was like, I can't stick it out anymore, and I quit that job, applied for jobs in Indeed that same day, get a call back that same day, get an interview the next day, and then get offered that job following week. Thank you, God. We would go to stay at travel centers, and we would just wake up super early so that we could go to Planet Fitness in the morning, get ready, take showers there, and get ready and go to work. That's what we would do for our morning routine. After work, we would meet up. Obviously Sean would get off a little bit before me. He'd pick me up. We'd go to Planet Fitness. We'd go to the gym, take our showers, and then you know, get the truck all set up to be, you know, slept in and comfortable as it could get. And then we would you know, call it a night. We would park at a travel center probably 20 minutes away from our locations, mainly because we didn't want to get messed with. We wanted to go to a place where we knew that travelers were, so that it would be very common to see people there camping out, laying and getting some shut-eye so that they didn't fall asleep on the road because of a long road trip. We wanted to kind of blend in that way. So that's what we did. We would watch movies. Sean actually has Vudu, so he would download the like Vudu movies that he bought so that he was able to play them on his little tablet. And I would just be on my phone a lot, and there were so many times I wanted to vent about this on Instagram, but I just felt like such a bum at the time. I just like couldn't bear it. And some of those travel centers, I will say that were kind of by like DHS, like not necessarily in DHS, which I'm finding out DHS in California, Desert Hot Springs, California, is like super like ghetto and ratchet. That's what I found out. There's like a lot of tweakers and like shit. I don't know. That's just word on the street. I don't know. There is a lot of wind. Like I've never been assaulted by wind before, but when we would have to go and like pick out our clothes for like the next day and stuff, which I hated doing that. I like resented doing that, because you know, we had like our truck, and luckily we had like a topper over our truck so that nobody could see all of our business, because really in the back of the truck is where we had like, you know, our clothes. Nothing really super important, just really like our clothes and our shoes, like gym bag, towels, that kind of thing, you know. Sometimes our cooler. But when I would have to go and like look for like my pajamas or my clothes for the next day, I hated sorting through all of my stuff and trying to find it in front of people, just because it just was annoying, you know. Like you're just waking up in the morning, like you don't want to be around anybody, let alone like out in public trying to look for like your clothes you're gonna wear. And I remember it being so windy one time, my panties and bra and underwear almost flew everywhere. Like literally I had to like grab them. Like it was just so violent, that wind. But I just also I remember trying to like not have my clothes be wrinkly. That was like an issue, just because of just not having it like hung up. So that was something that was kind of annoying to deal with. But you know, your girl made it work. Nobody at my work ever knew that we were living in our truck. I kind of felt pretty empowered to feel like man, people have no idea. I just felt so strong, you know, because we were in this situation and we were like making it through. We were outside a lot, okay? A lot of hiking was done here. And summer was coming in Coachella, California, or Indio, California, Southern California, the desert, the crock pot, the boiling pit, hell, literal hell. And it was becoming more and more unbearable to be outside or to be in our vehicle. Gas was getting crazy expensive during this time. We're in a big red truck, blaring the AC all the time because that's what we had to stay cool. We were trying to stay comfortable. We were eating nothing but really fast food because it was cheap and convenient, but that honestly did cost more in the long run. And I really did realize that now, living in a truck, how much money you really do save when you cook at home. But we just didn't have that, so you know, we would eat out a lot. Our immune systems dropped. Like, I remember being sick twice within a couple weeks at work. Like, I had like a really nasty cold, and I just remember people being so shocked that I still came into work. But what else was I gonna do? Like, sleep in a truck all day? No thank you. So yeah, I thought I recorded my fucking outro. I know I fucking did, but for whatever reason it's like not on my computer. But the last part that I was really just going to explain to you guys was basically, long story short, we weren't able to, it was taking too long for us to come up with the first month's rent and the deposits at the same time. We just kept dabbling into money because we kept on trying to get hotels because we were just becoming more and more cranky with being in the truck. The first 2 weeks were fine, then it started getting old real fast. So we ended up, you know, settling for getting a roommate and just running in someone's room. We're on the lease and everything. The guy's cool. And yeah, the lease is up in October, but you know, I think we might stay month by month for a little bit, just until we kind of have enough money for our own place. We've gone through a lot of financial shit in between now and then as well. Transmission went out in the truck. That was $5,000 right there. So yeah, but you know what, shit's looking up hopefully now. But I just wanted to fill you guys in. This has been a crazy fucking year, 2019. I don't know about you, but hanging in there. Hope you are too. And yeah, just keep pushing through. I just really wanted you guys to know this for some reason. I really did. Because I'm still amazed by it. It blows my mind that we actually went through that. And whenever I start getting cranky or having a bad day or just feeling like in a shitty mood, whenever I just lay in my bed, I just think how lucky I am to be able to do that. Because when I had that taken from me, or not taken from me, when we chose to leave and live that truck life for a very brief, bleak period of time, God, I miss that. I miss the showers. I miss being able to have the convenience of your own bathroom, fridge, just all that. I missed it. I'm so happy to have that back. I never want to go through that shit again. But you know, good news is that, you know, I do know that me and Sean could be self-reliant if we moved to another state, as long as Jack was babysitted by one of the grandparents while we build up our life there. So there is a plus for that. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was long, but obviously there was a lot that needed to be said. And I look forward to my next videos. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I will gladly answer them. And I could do a follow-up video if you guys need me to. There was a lot that happened, as you see, and I just wanted you guys to know the timeline and just what happened as a whole. But thank you guys so much for watching and supporting me. I appreciate you guys more than you could ever know. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. My name's Jade. I make videos on YouTube about my life because I find it therapeutic and I just like to document shit. So thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful day, and subscribe to the channel, like the video, dislike the video, whatever you want to do, Have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.